Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of The Creative Struggle. Today we have a very special episode. We are in the one and only Johnna, the Empress herself's new studio, you know.
Thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
Thanks for coming to me.
Absolutely. I was actually down the hall filming another podcast for a client, and I'm like, this would be perfect opportunity to kind of get to know you a little more.
Yeah, I'm glad you got to come.
Yeah, and we were chopping it up not too long ago too. It's almost like we ran into each other within the last couple of weeks. And I'm like, dude, this is...
Yeah, I feel like we became closer in the last couple of weeks.
Absolutely.
Like before we were more acquaintance, we knew of each other, both creatives in the community, but I would consider you like my friend now. So my friend is in my studio. Oh wow, I like that.
I gotta ask, so for the few people that don't know, you got this new salon that's opened up, right? What services do you provide here?
So we provide basically all services. We're a one-stop shop. Makeup, hair, eyelashes, facials, nails, toes. We have our bridal team, so we do hair and makeup for that. I don't know if I'm forgetting anything. Permanent makeup, so we really do everything.
Wow. That's cool. That's a lot.
Yeah.
How do you manage all that? Day by day?
Day by day. It's a lot. I try to focus on the main services that I like to offer. So I really focus on permanent makeup, eyelashes, and then I have my girls in here, my team members who offer their services as well. I have a esthetician who offers facials. I have a permanent makeup artist. I have my nail artist, and I'm also looking to hire other girls. So I'm looking for more lash artists. So really, I'm in the position now where I'm kind of stepping into the leadership role, stepping down from taking services and giving my clients to my team members, because I really just want to be in that leadership role. I want to be a mentor, and I want them to be able to come to me for help, and I just want to be able to run my salon.
Yeah. It's funny. I'm in that same exact position. It's kind of a very hard, this is all for the business owners out there. You guys are going to love this episode. I feel like it's a hard line, right? Where it's they want to hire me because they want to come to me.
Yeah.
And it's this is only a couple $100 project. I can't my time is more focused on the $10,000 project or whatever it is. So it's hard to kind of grow like that.
It is, but it's helpful when people know that you have carefully mentored people, your students and your employees or team members, and you can say they are carefully mentored by me. I taught them everything I know, and that's going to help them to trust them more.
Yeah.
When someone trusts you, they normally trust the work you do, the people you mentor, and everyone's always going to want to go to you because you're the
icon.
the icon, the OG. You're the one, But they have to realize, they have to let you grow.
Yeah.
And they have to trust in your ability to teach others, and
That's what I always tell them. I'm like, hey, look, this is my brother. He's going to come and shoot the project, and I'm going to be heavy on the post-production side where making sure the editing gets done on time the way we want it. I'm still producing the project. I'm not just giving it to somebody else. I'm just not going to be the one there shooting it.
Yeah, and when you were telling me about that when we had our meeting, I was like, okay, he's going to send his brother, but I still trust that because I know he was mentored by you. I know you taught him everything you knew.
And it took almost a year and a half to teach him.
Yeah.
So when people come to me being yo, bro, let me just train me real quick. I'm like, first of all, you're not the person I would train. You don't second of all, you wouldn't make it through my training camp.
Yeah.
It's a brutal camp. I'm a perfectionist. You should ask Avi. He hates me.
That's good though.
Then third of all, it takes a year. You think I got a whole year to train you?
Right.
What are you going to do for me?
Right.
Yeah. So that's interesting. Seeing that perspective from a different industry as well.
They have to want it. They have to really want it. You can't just mentor everybody.
Yeah.
You can't, and not everyone deserves that either. Not everyone has the drive and is going to put out the work. And if they want to learn from you and learn from your skills and your expertise, then they have to appreciate that. And I tell my team members too, take advantage of me mentoring you because not everyone has this, and I love being in that role. I love being able to teach, and that's what I, want to be doing most of now. But it really is like a privilege to have that, especially like if you don't have to pay for it. People pay thousands and thousands of dollars for these mentors. Like one of my mentors, Bedros Koulian, I go to his events. I'm in some of his groups, and he charges now $250,000 a year for one client. So he mentors these people, and that's how much they're paying him, because that's his value. That's what he's worth. And it's just like you have to take advantage of stuff like that.
Yeah, totally agree.
You have to really value if people are willing to teach you and love doing that,
Speaking of which, where can people come to whether learn from you or, apply to work here, or customers?
Yeah. So, I mean, I do have lash classes, brow classes. I'm setting up classes here. So we'll have groups of like 10 girls come in, depending on the skill that you want to learn. But I have, I called it Empress Lash Academy. That's like my new academy that I'm running here. So that will be where you can come and learn all the skills, and really I'm teaching you a whole career, so It is really valuable information. And then even though it's just a 1 to 2 day class, you're also getting a lifetime mentorship. So it doesn't end there. You can always come back, and you're always going to have me, as your mentor to come back and ask questions and whatever you need, because I feel like it would be bogus if I taught you a skill and then was like, okay, sent you on your way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because there's so much that comes after that. Like there's so many details following, and just little things that you don't think of that you need to provide these services. And so, yeah, I let my students know that, they have lifetime mentorship. They can always come to me whenever they need.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of people don't do it like that. A lot of people are like, we'll just set you on your way.
Yeah. And even when I start to do my online classes, I want to have some type of portal or somewhere where they can reach out to me, and even like Zoom calls, or, just have access to me. Yeah, I don't want it to just be like, here's information and send you on your way.
So if I was a customer, where can I go to book you?
So our app.
Oh, you have an app?
Yeah, we have an app, Empress Beauty Lounge. It's through Gloss Genius, so we have all of our services on there. You can book on there. You can see all of our availability. It's on all of our social medias. So Instagram at the Empress Beauty Lounge, Facebook Empress Beauty Lounge, and you can click the link and book whatever you need with whatever team member.
Sweet. That's awesome. Yeah. That's really cool. Let's back it up a little bit and like get to know you personally.
Okay.
We talked about the business a little, it's cool, but I feel like there's more to you. Rewinding it back, do you remember how we met?
I think we met for the first time officially in Vegas.
Yes.
At the Grammy party.
Yep.
But we had known each other through the industry before that. We're both creatives. We've seen each other through social media. I mean, I had seen you anyway. I'm not sure if you had seen me, but yeah, I definitely knew about you, but I think that's where we officially met.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then even though we met there, I feel like we didn't even like chop it up that long.
Not really, because there was so much going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we chopped it up, I think, just a couple of weeks ago at the wedding expo.
Yeah.
Right next door, actually.
Yeah, right at the Bricks. Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, like my booth is right next to you. Like this is crazy. Like, and I mean, that was only my second expo I've ever done.
Really?
So you should have seen me. I was nervous.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Like I was nervous
I
today.
was tweaking.
Yeah.
But like, I made it work, and
your booth and everything looked really good.
Appreciate it.
And that was our first expo for the Salon. So yeah.
I'm very competitive. So when I see other people offering photography or video services, like I just want to destroy them. Like I just want to
use that as motivation.
Yeah.
And
that's why I was like, we're gonna bring 4 tripods this time. We're gonna have 5 cameras. We're gonna have the TV up, like these other people, man. Like
it looked legit too. It looked
appreciate
really nice.
that. Yeah. So our wedding site's been blowing up a lot lately because of it.
Yeah, we actually got a lot of brides that are interested too.
Okay.
We gave away a free makeup trial for a bride. So she came here, she loved it, she booked our services. Originally, I just had makeup for bridal services, but I've now added hairstylists as well. So we have a full bridal team.
Okay.
And yeah, we got a lot of good exposure from that.
Sweet.
Yeah.
How far out in advance do brides usually book?
Oh, like, so there was brides there that were having their wedding in like 2025, 2026 even. Which was nice because they came there and they didn't have any makeup booked. They didn't have any hair booked. Like, they were just really scouting out everything and like seeing like, okay, who should I go with?
Yeah.
And that made it not easy for us, but it was like, okay, they don't have anyone booked. So now I'm really gonna promote our services and let you know like what we're about, show you our work. And yeah, we had a lot of interest.
That's awesome.
So it was really good. But it was cool that we were next to each other.
Right.
Yeah.
And then just like messing around the whole time, just chopping it up, chopping jokes or whatever. Yeah. And it's funny because like we're talking and then someone comes to your booth and you're just like, just mid conversation. And I get it.
I'm like, I get it.
Yeah. Like we don't even gotta talk. Like it's like we totally get it. And then there'd be times where someone's like coming to my booth and I just totally forget what we're talking about.
Yeah, we did. But it was cool because I feel like if we weren't there next to each other, we might not have connected like this. So, God,
everything happens for a reason.
God puts you in situations for a reason and places and all that. So I'm grateful.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
And then after that, I recently once again saw you at Melissa's event.
Yes.
So Melissa Santillan, if you're watching this.
Shout out to you, Melissa. We love you. We love Melissa.
Yes, she's been getting a lot of limelight, and I love it.
Yeah, she always does. I mean, she does it all. So
yeah, so she just won Latina of the Year.
Latina Leader of the Year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which she completely deserves.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
So we also produce her podcast and things like that. So she's like, like my big sis.
Yeah.
So really cool person.
I just watched a little bit of your guys' episode together.
Oh, the one
when she was on yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there are times where she interviews me for hers and then I interview her for mine. Okay. And then it's like,
I have to go back and watch the one where you're on hers.
Yeah.
I was watching some of yours. I was like, what is he going to ask me? So let me prepare a little bit.
Absolutely. So, she won that and then we were chopping it up at that event and then I was like, yo, you should be on the podcast.
Yeah. You're like, coming on the podcast Wednesday, 3 p.m. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, I'll be there.
See, that's how it happens though. Like people think like I just booked like months in advance or weeks. It's like, oh, I should interview you. You're really interesting. Yeah. Let's do it tomorrow.
Let's do it. Yeah. Let's do it like in 5 minutes. So that's what it felt like. So I'm like,
but like my schedule is just so busy. Yeah. Like all of next week I'm in LA.
Yeah.
And then the week after that I come back and I'm shooting a whole like PSA commercial, which is going to take up like most of my week.
Yeah. What are you going to LA for?
I'm filming a couple of interviews for a college.
Okay.
And then I'm going to meet up Malik Yusuf out there because it's his birthday.
Oh, okay.
And
is he having a party?
I believe so. I think that's what Rashawn was telling me and whatnot.
Oh, okay. So is Rashawn throwing the party?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's into like the event planning.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about in the last podcast.
Yeah.
So if you guys haven't seen that last podcast, Rashawn, he's a great guy. He's Malik Yusuf's like right hand man type of thing. So definitely a great episode for artists out there. So I think we're gonna go out for that and just try to network. I'm trying to do some work out there.
Nice. Good for you.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. So
I've been itching to get back to LA, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't stand LA.
Really?
I can't live out there.
I don't want to live out there. I was there for 2 years, but I have been like, I guess not LA in general, just like California.
Gotcha.
I love the state. I love the state.
I hate the politics behind the state, but I love the weather of the state. You feel me?
I don't get into politics. I don't know.
Oh man,
I don't get into that.
Like just even driving through there, like it's just like, oh, you can't. These are the driving rules. You can't do this or you can't do that. You have to have these emissions. You have to like. It's almost like, bro, like you want me to be a square like this whole time, like. I can't have these tints or I can't whatever. And it's just like, oh man.
I was a little bougie when I was there. Not bougie, but I never wanted to get a car because I didn't want to deal with like, the traffic and just the like madness of everything. So I would just Uber everywhere. I was fortunate enough that my salon that I was working at was actually in the same building that I lived in. They had,
oh wow.
Yeah. It's funny though because I went out to LA like 5 times before I actually moved there, and I secured the job at the salon that I was working at. And then I was looking at like all these shitty apartments because I was like, how am I going to afford these like luxury apartments? You know, I'm like, so I'm looking at the shittiest one down the street, like as close as I could get to the salon. And my family came out there and they're like, there's no way you're living in this type of apartment. Yeah. They're like, you go to the luxury apartment in your salon building and figure it out. And I'm like, all right. And I did. Like the first few months of living there, like I was putting in like 12 hours a day at the salon. I was trying, I had to, you know, I needed all the clients that I can get. I had to afford my studio apartment that was way overpriced. That was already like quadruple what I was paying back home. And, but I went out there and I did it. So I'm glad they gave me that push to do that. What
made you want to leave LA and come back here?
So I actually thought I would end up staying in LA. I didn't have a plan to come back here. I thought I was going to go out there. I was going to do my thing. You know, I did all the things that I wanted to do, but I thought like, oh, I want to be a personal celebrity makeup artist and I want to do that type of thing. I was even in contact with like Kim Kardashian's makeup artist. Like I had the connections to do that. But after working on set and getting a taste of that world, like it just made me realize how much I want to be my own boss. And I've always knew that, but and you know, technically I would be my own boss if I was like doing my makeup thing, being a personal makeup artist, but you're always on their time.
Yeah.
And I was on music video sets for like 16 hours a day.
Oh my God.
And I'm just like, this is not for me. I value my time and my freedom so much. And it was good because it made me realize like, okay, this is not what I want to do. But I still got the experience, you know? So I guess what made me realize I wanted to come back here was LA also made me realize like the importance of family and just being around the people you love. The simplicity of the town, like
the authenticity,
the simplicity, like I've never appreciated that before. And now I do, because there's so much going on in LA, and it was great for so long, but then I was just like, okay, I'm missing everybody. Like it's not for me to be away from all my people. And I knew I wanted to open my own salon, and I was like, well, let me go back home and do it. I have all my family, all my friends, all my clients. I'm like, hopefully my clients come back to me, which I knew they would, you know, like I had broken up with them when I was moving to LA, but I knew like there was no hard feelings. It's really cool because all the people that I left, you know, here to go to LA, all my clients, like they always supported me when I was out there. And then I had to do the same thing. I had to break up with all my clients in LA and then come back here, and all my clients from LA are still supporting me here. So it's really cool. And I guess sometimes you don't realize how much people value you and just love you. And it's really cool to see that, you know, people will support you from even across the country.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, I don't have that, so I can't really speak on that.
Yeah, but it's cool. It's cool that you're able to travel and make the connections. And
yeah, know. I think traveling's huge in my career. But here's the thing: like, I'm in so many different states for like a day or 2 days, so I don't really get time to make deep connections. I make quick connections. Yeah, because I'm in. Let's just say I'm in Miami. I'm in there for 2 days, and I'm working for 12 of those hours. Yeah. You know, for each day. And then I still have to fly in that day, work those 12 hours, then sleep. I'm gassed. Yeah. And then the next morning, wake up at 6 a.m, work another 12, and then fly back home. And like, you know, I don't get home till the third day at like 5 a.m.
Yeah. Well, you know, I was in LA for 2 years, and I'm very picky about who I'm friends with, who I have in my circle, because I don't want just any type of energy around me. I want people that are like-minded, that are hustlers that are entrepreneurs that just want to level up in their life. So I'm very picky about that. So even being there for 2 years, I had maybe one or two like really close friends that I could say like, oh, I miss them so much now, but and that I would hang out with like on a normal basis. But yeah, like I would feel like it's impossible if you're there for just a couple days, because I was there for 2 years and I had like the one or two.
And it's hard to make friends. I feel like a lot of my friends that have moved away are like, yo, I'm in the city. I'm in Houston for like 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Like they make some friends, but none of those friends are like those childhood friends that they just know that they've been through shit. Like, my buddy, he's like, dude, we drink hose water together, like playing basketball.
Right.
Like, we would get in so much trouble. Like we have this bond that just like other people just don't get.
Yeah. There's nothing like a childhood friend. Like,
right.
I love my childhood friends, the friends that I've been close with since, and I have a couple of those, and those I value so much, even though we're so different. Like there's none of my childhood friends are friends that I would like approach now and be like, let's be friends, but I know their heart and soul, and I just value those so much, even if we can't relate on like a business level or
right. So. Friends are hard to come by, man. When you find them, you got to keep them.
Yeah, you do. For sure.
I got to ask you a couple of questions that I wrote down.
Okay.
One of them that I really wanted to ask you was, what are some struggles that you go through and that people just don't know of?
So,
because like when you look at you, you think of beautiful, gorgeous, smart businesswoman who's got her stuff figured out. She has no problems whatsoever.
Thank you. One problem I have, or struggle, I guess, I always feel like I'm not doing enough. So I went to LA, I did that whole thing. I did more than a lot of people would even do ever in their life. Not everybody will move out of their hometown. I got there, I was happy, I was making good money, and then I was still like, okay, what's next? I come back here, I open my salon. It's going well, it's still the beginning stages, but I have a great team and everything. And I'm still like, okay, what's next? I could be doing more. And I put so much pressure on myself to do the next thing or make more money, or I think the root of it is I want to provide for my family so bad. And it's just like, I want to get to that point fast. And sometimes I forget to kind of be present because I'm always thinking about what's next. And then it oftentimes overwhelms me too, to where I'm like, okay, I'm thinking about all this stuff. What do I want to do? What do I want to do next? And then I just get overwhelmed and I end up like not doing anything, because I'm like, okay, let me try to really focus on one thing. So that's been a struggle for me for a long time. And that's something I'm really trying to work on, definitely being more present and, focusing on one thing at a time. That's a big thing that my mentor tells me too. Like, he talks about it more like if you have 2 businesses, focus on one to scale. And so I guess that's the same thing. Like, I just need to focus on one thing. And right now that's going to be scaling my salon, So
I agree. I think for me, as a person who is a director, an editor, a producer, a rapper, a podcaster, there's just so much, and it's easy to get lost in everything.
Yeah.
And we've been focusing on like doing commercials and doing weddings and just doing those 2 things, and then scaling that up. And then once it's scaling up slowly, like right now we're making tons. And what I'm going to do is hire someone on with that money that I made, have them keep making that. And then I go over and make another house,
right?
Things like that.
Right.
So it's easier to make one house at a time than it is to make 10 houses at once.
Yeah.
So, okay, that's cool. That's interesting. I like that because it's like, I'm able to kind of relate to that in that aspect.
And it is important to have a team behind you too. There's no way that you could do everything all at once, especially with our mindset of wanting to be like a leader and wanting to have multiple things going on. Like, I was talking to somebody a couple weeks ago, and they're actually a videographer as well.
That's crazy.
And they were like, they they were like, I love the art of it. Like, I'm never gonna stop doing this, and I just love actually doing it myself. I don't want to have a team. I want to be the one all the time. And I'm like, wow, like that's amazing for them, you know? And I love that. And I appreciate how much they love the art of what they do. And if they can handle all that, they're hustling, you know, they're putting in the work. But for me personally, like I said, I value my time so much. And I just feel like in order to really scale how I want to millions, you know, you absolutely have to have a team behind you.
Absolutely. I mean, the only other way is like just bet it all on black, but I'm just kidding. No, yeah, I think having a good team, a team you can trust is important. I had a tendency of hiring like close friends because I'd rather put money in their pocket than someone else's pocket.
Okay, so how was that? I feel like that could be really good or really bad.
So my best friend is my business partner.
Okay.
Works out amazing. I wouldn't have anyone else.
Okay.
I would be a failure without him.
Really?
Yes. Other people, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard because they don't have the mentality.
Yeah. And you hear a lot of people like say that ruins friendships, you know? So
Yeah.
I guess that's why I'm like, it could be really good or really bad. You guys both have to value it the same.
I think it depends. I feel like I told my friends, I was like, hey guys, like I am on $1 billion journey, not $1 million journey. You know, like my goals and my dreams and my books that I read are different than what you guys do. So eventually I'm going to be so consumed with what I'm trying to create. If you're not a part of what I'm trying to create, you're just not going to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Like, I would like to say we're going to be friends, but we're not going to be as close as we are now.
No. And I think that's the same in my situation, but I think people realize that and they will give you your space. I mean, my friends at least, they will give you your space, but they're still always going to be there.
Yeah.
Whether they're working with you or not. Like,
but it's like you could be up here with me doing this with me.
But not everyone has that. Not everyone has the motivation. Listen, you can tell someone, you can try to motivate them, and they might feel it for a second. They may be like, oh yeah, that sounds great. But at the end of the day, like, they have to want it for themselves. And if they don't, you cannot push them. Like,
and it's like, how do you not want it though? Like, how do you not?
Because
like,
not everyone's built like us.
Oh my God. It pisses me off so much. And it's like, dude, like you're like, is your mom retired? No.
Right.
Is your dad retired? No. Like, you know, like for me, every time I see it, bro, like I see like, I mean, we were just talking, I'm going through a lot of family struggles right now, you know, and I got a lot of weight on my shoulders, and it's like, I could buckle or I could just step up,
work harder,
you know, and it's not fair to me. Right. But who gives a fuck? Life is never fair.
I mean, what happens when, my mentor always says this, what happens when your parents get sick and they have this huge medical bill, or they have this new treatment that only certain people, they're going to charge $100,000, $200,000, and you can't pay for it. What are you going to do? You're just going to let them die? Like, no, you need to be able to provide for the people that you love. And like I said, not everybody has that mentality. Like, some people are okay with being average, and I'm not.
I think people are delusional, and I think people think that, oh, if it came down to it, I'll take care of my moms. Like, you know, I'll take care of them. I'll figure out a way to make that happen or whatever, you know?
Like, how though?
And then like they just have no actual means to set it up.
Yeah.
Like, and then when shit hits the fan, they're like, oh shit. Yeah. I thought I was a man that I, you know, had in my head, but I'm not.
It made them feel good to say that, but where's your backup?
Talk is
how
cheap.
Are you backing that up? You're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, not everyone has it, and that's okay because, you know, that's what makes us different.
Absolutely.
So
that's why we icons.
Yeah, that's why we're icons.
Another question I had was, what advice would you have to people?
As far as,
it's open-ended, whether it's like in your profession or people in general. Let's do that. One for your profession, and then one for people who are like just in general.
My best advice is to not let fear hold you back from anything. Like, anything worth the outcome that you want, you're going to be scared to do it. You know what I mean? You're going to be scared to take the leap. It's going to feel uncomfortable. Being uncomfortable, though, creates the most rewarding outcomes. And if I let fear hold me back from moving to LA, from opening a business, I would be in the same spot that I always have been, you know? So I would just say, push past your fear and don't let it hold you back.
Bars.
Thank you.
So you said we talked a lot about your career and what's going on right now. What's next for you?
So obviously scaling my salon now, I would love to have more team members here, be able to mentor more girls here. I will be having more beauty classes as far as lashes and eyebrows, but I really want to continue to build my personal brand on social media and jump into the digital marketing world. So basically, I'll be taking everything that I'm doing in person, as far as the trainings, classes, all these other ideas I have in my head, and I'll be doing it digitally. And the digital marketing world is going to be huge this year.
Yeah.
And honestly, I love social media because I feel like you can skip steps. Like, I feel like a lot of people that I look up to, they've had to go through so many different levels to get to this digital marketing, to where I feel like that's kind of like the top thing to do right now. And by seeing their journey, like, you can kind of just skip, like, okay, now I know what to do. So I'm definitely going to jump into that and put out as many ebooks, courses, online mentorship and trainings as possible.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
How do you deal with stress?
Finding a solution rather than worrying. A problem comes up. I don't see a point in like worrying about it forever. I think you figure out what's the solution and you move on from there.
What if you have like 1,000 problems all at once?
Find a solution for each one. Just take it day by day and really just, tackle each one. But I used to struggle with anxiety a lot, and I started working out last August consistently, about 6 days a week. I started with a trainer, and ever since then, the anxiety from my body has left. I have no anxiety like in my body anymore. Obviously, I still get overwhelmed sometimes in my head, but I wouldn't say I have anxiety anymore. So I would say the biggest thing is fitness, just your health in general. That's going to make such a difference in your stress levels, your anxiety. And then, like I said, just finding solutions to your problems rather than sitting in your worries.
Yeah, I would agree. Mm-hmm. I would say, that mind, body, spirit thing is important. Like, working out helps relieve stress. Absolutely. That's why, as a guy, we don't have many stress relievers. You know what I'm saying? Like, we usually just have tons of stress and don't talk about it or do anything about it. That's why going to the gym is important, and that's why I preach it to a lot of young guys. Yeah. Because I do a lot of stuff for the nonprofit world, and I teach these kids. I'm like, hey man, just go to the gym, work out, talk with your buddies. Because when I go to the gym, like, man, I have a lot of stress. I'm surprised I'm not bald by now.
Soon.
Yeah, I'm afraid the beard's the first to go. So I would just chop it up. Me and my business partner, like, we go and we lift. And like, whether it's girl problems, whether it's business solutions, whether it's like, why are we still so poor, or whatever, just guys being guys, I feel like it's really important. And like, that doesn't get talked about a lot. So I always tell people, like, that's my stress reliever. That's my like go-to. Yeah. And like,
I mean, when you're working out, you're getting all of that energy out. Like, it's almost impossible to feel anxious after a workout because you're getting all that anxious energy out of your body, I mean, yeah, you could still be overwhelmed in your mind, but also like you said, it's a good break. It's like a good my trainer, she talks about kind of just like going blank when she runs. She'll run like 10 miles and she just will shut her mind off, and that's like her therapy. And for me, I guess it's kind of the same thing. Like you go and you don't really think about all the stressful things going on in your life. So and then, you know, you're doing well for your health and your body and at the same time. So I think it's beneficial all around.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
I think I have so many questions for you. One question, I was looking at your shoes.
Yeah.
Where do you get your fashion styles from? Like you dress really well.
Thank you. Honestly, I feel like I need a whole new wardrobe right now. Like,
really?
I feel like I like to get a new wardrobe like once a year. Not a whole wardrobe, but I like to switch it up.
'Tis the season,
you know what I mean?
Switch it up.
Yeah, a couple times a year. But
it's funny, I was thinking the same exact thing when I looked at my wardrobe today.
Really?
I was like, I know you were gonna wear something nice, and like
I was like, are we going casual? And I'm like, okay, this is my casual.
This is cash?
This is my casual.
Man, I
the
put
heels
on
with the sweats, like, you know.
my casual. I usually dress up nice, like anytime I'm going out, but anytime I got to deal with gear or move things around, I'm gonna be bending over a lot, working.
Yeah.
Like that's why I need these, like, you know, these jeans.
Yeah.
These are my work jeans.
Yeah.
And then I put on just like a nice, like, simple color thing. I have like lots of night fits and work fits or professional fits.
Yeah.
I don't have like I don't know, like, you know. So I was looking at it, I'm like, I don't want to be wearing a jacket and all this other stuff and like looking like whatever. I was like, I'll just go very basic.
I would have had to wear like a workout outfit if you had me here, like with all the, like moving all the cameras and stuff. That's why I was like, do you need anything? Like, cause I'm not going to wear heels if you got me moving all this stuff around. But yeah, like I'll just get some different pieces here and there. There's some really cool places in LA, like even on the streets where you go and like find cool fashion. And just, I like, you know, Instagram, online shops.
You have like an inspiration?
I like Kim K.
Of course.
Whatever she does, I kind of like. I like her style. I like the simplicity of it.
She's so influential.
I don't want to be basic, but like I do like her style. I think she's, I don't know. I've always been into like the nude colors, just the neutral colors, and she does a good job at putting that together.
Interesting. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, that's awesome. I had a couple more questions for you. This one's deep. We could talk about this forever, I feel like.
Okay.
So you're in the beauty industry, right? And the beauty industry, I've been in this for a while, right? Okay. You know, I've been shooting videos for different types of people. You know, the beauty industry, for you guys that don't know, is, I feel like, synonymous to drama.
I see why you would say that. I guess there's two parts to this: client drama and drama with people that feel like they're in competition with other people.
So how do you deal with that?
I have like a drama repellent. Like,
okay.
If I sense that someone is about drama, or if they feel like they need to compete with me, or if there's just, I could just feel it right away. And that's not the type of people that I associate with. Like, I'm so quick to cut someone off like that. You know, like, you can sense a low vibrational person, like, and it all comes from jealousy. I've since high school, I've always been one to stay away from the drama, like, keep me out of it, you know.
How do you stay away? What if someone's out here just talking smack?
I'll check them.
Okay.
I will. Like, I've had clients before, like, you know, clients, there's one thing, like, they'll vent to you, but if they're talking shit about other people, and like, I'll be like, yeah, no, I'm not about that. You know, like, I'm not the person to talk to about this, because I'm not gonna give you what you're looking for. I'm not gonna give you that reassurance and feed into that, because that's what they want, you know. So I'm not afraid to tell somebody, like, I'm not into that. I'm not in competition with anybody. You know what I mean? I think, and people can sense that from me too. They know I'm about my business. They know what I'm about. They know not to bring that around me, because they know I'm not going to put up with it. you know, they know I'm not going to have them around. So I guess that's how I deal with it. I'm just straight up. I'm just very direct about it.
That's definitely a good way to be about it. I feel like a lot of people are just like snaking around it, or like they'll start Facebook drama and things like that.
I'll delete them. Like
from life. I will delete them from life.
Literally, I will delete you from Facebook and I will delete you from life. Like I laugh at this point when people do that. And honestly, I do feel bad for people that feel like they have to project on the internet, because obviously they're lacking some type of support or something, you know, or they're definitely lacking something.
Because I get a lot of people who hear things about me personally, and a lot of these people have never met me in real life.
Yeah.
And they think from my online persona that like I'm cocky. Yeah. Or I've like, you know, I'm just some hot-headed asshole or whatever. Or they'll hear stories from other people where it's like, oh, he screwed someone over or whatever, things like that.
Well, people love to feed into that because they have nothing else to do with their lives. But also, then when they meet you in person, they're like, oh, he's a dope guy. Like, everyone thinks I'm a bitch. Yeah. You know, if they see me online or something, like, I don't know. They just think they just think RBF. I don't look, and like people have said like, oh, she's like unapproachable, and it really hurts me when people say that, but I guess I get it because of my look. I try not to be like that. Like, I've actually made an effort to like smile more. I've consciously tried to just like smile more in public and not look like that, because I want to be approachable. You know, I want people to feel like they can come up to me and talk to me and stuff, but also you're gonna have haters too. Like, what is the quote? Nobody that's doing worse than you. Is that it? Nobody that's doing worse than you is going to hate on you or better than you.
Yeah. So anyone that's doing better than you is never going to talk down on you.
Yeah, exactly. And it's so true.
And people always punch up. That's the other one too. Where it's like one thing that I have is at my studio, I have this painting.
Oh, sorry. No one is ever going to hate on you for doing worse than them. That's what I was trying to say. You know
gotcha.
What I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I had to like do the. There's this painting I have in my studio. It's a black and white painting, and it's of like I think 20 sheep, right? And they're all just circled up and whatnot. And then there's one black lion in the middle of it. And I love it because it's the first thing you see when you walk in. And it's like a lot of times people are going to talk smack about you because they're like, oh, you don't fit in. You're different. You're not like us or whatever. But in reality, you're a fucking lion. Like, you know, like you're a lion and they're sheeps. That's why they're saying that you don't look like them.
Why would you want to be like that?
Exactly.
You know, and like that's like when people say you've changed, and it's like, yeah,
that's what you're supposed to do.
That's what you're supposed to do. Like, thank you for that. You know, like I'm glad that you could see that I've changed, because, you know, if you're not growing, you're dying.
There's another quote, if you're not growing something. But yeah, I always keep saying, I'm a shark. I got to keep swimming. Because if sharks stop swimming, they die. Oh. Yeah. Because they need to have water pass through their gills.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's so true.
So, yeah, I think, you know, there's lots of stuff that could be talked about when it comes to like drama and whatnot. But I think, you know, avoiding it, and I've been doing the same thing. I've been blocking people, and I'm just like, dude, I'm just tired of having to talk about stuff. You're not putting money in my pocket, so shut the fuck up.
If I feel any type of way, like if I see someone's post and I'm like, I feel a little bit of like irritability or anger or something, I just like mute them. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't have time to be like feeling that way over somebody else. Like, you can't let people control you and your emotions. You have to be in control of your own.
Another thing was confident people don't get offended by other people's confidence.
Facts.
You know?
Yeah. Facts.
So like if I see you walking into a room doing your thing, knocking things out, or you know, you've got that like unapproachable face or whatever it is, your energy and aura is very like on her shit. A lot of people are offended by that.
Yeah.
Like, how dare you be on your shit and not come say hello to me?
Because they don't want to put in the work to either be like that, do what you're doing, and then all they have left to do is just hate on you. You know, jealousy always comes from that within, you know, the person themselves. So I never take anything personally. I'm like, what you said about me has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with me. It's them, you know, it's how they feel on the inside. It's their insecurities. So I don't take anything personal. I pray for them. You know what I mean? Like, I really do. Like, if someone's a hater, like, I pray that they feel better within themselves. I pray that they find security within themselves. So that's how I look at that.
You're better than me. No, I'm just playing. Well, I think that kind of wraps it up for today. I think that's a lot of stuff that we're talking about.
Yeah.
So if you guys enjoyed this week's episode, you know, comment down below what your favorite part was. Have any questions? Johnna will probably be down below answering all the questions. Leave a like, subscribe, you know, check us out. We got a lot of things coming. Everything will be linked down below. But yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming to Empress Beauty Lounge.
Of course.